How's it going, guys? The new event calendar for the Fusion came out, so in this video I'm gonna give you a quick guide on how you should be going about this event. We're gonna talk about if it's worth going for it, we're gonna talk about how hard it is, and we're gonna talk about how you should be comboing off these events so it's actually the easiest for you. I apologize, I'm a little bit distracted, concerned, and all of that stuff. My cat is actually having some issue and I will have to go to the vet after this video goes out. Hope I can find a good clinic though. We saw some blood in her pee and that's never a good sign, so yeah, hope everything is okay, but let's just get through the video and see how it goes. And I hope you find the video helpful. Don't forget you can download right from my download link, and that's gonna give you Corrado, Ugo, and Tagore as soon as you finish level 30. And you also get to use one of the amazing promo codes in your first 24 hours to get champions like Alice or Wukong as soon as you get started, which would be insane. Now, let's get into the calendar. First things first, the champion himself is Ishiyama, the immovable. You already probably saw some reviews about this bad boy, and he is indeed quite the heavy hitter. He is mainly gonna be an arena champion and something like a wave clearer for you, cause he does actually smack a lot. His A1 is attack one enemy 2 times. Each hit transforms a random debuff from this champion to the target, so there are some interesting combos you could be doing with some other champions that actually give you debuffs. I have one such champion, but not many will, so it's going to be more of a something you could be using to your benefit against bosses that actually do give you debuffs like that. The A2 is where the real money's at. He attacks all enemies and has a 75 chance of placing a fear, which is not that big a deal. Like, fear is the small version of the debuff. It's not gonna put the champion skill on cooldown or anything like that, but it's still a little bit of a CC. He also lands a couple of decreased crit damage and crit rate debuffs on the enemies, and the debuffs cannot be resisted by enemies who are already under 2 or more debuffs. So that's going to be a good amount of damage. And this thing goes up to 100, so that's definitely strong. And yeah, this also has quite a good amount of damage. I saw some creators already tested it and they saw some pretty serious damage if you actually gear this champion well. And the last thing is he is going to attack one enemy and ignores 25% of the target's defense. That goes up to 50 if the target is under 2 or more debuffs, which he will be if you've used this first, so there's that. So he basically does the delete in arena if he gets the setup. And he also is going to place himself block damage on himself for 2 turns if he kills an enemy, and honestly he should. The passive is also okay. Whenever an enemy resists a debuff attempt from this champion, the next debuff placed by this champion cannot be resisted. Each debuff placed by this champion increases their max HP by 3% that stacks up to 30%. And the cool thing about this guy is he is actually HP based, so he's a lot like Terrace, a lot like Narcisse, that kind of stuff. HP based nukers are just very, very hard to deal with, because not only is this guy gonna be tanky as hell, he's also gonna smack a lot, so can't really ask for much more than that. So yeah, I do believe the champion is gonna be amazing, especially if you're in your first year of raid. You are not gonna have access to too many amazing nukers just yet, and this guy is definitely amongst the best you could be grabbing. From the testing, I definitely think this guy is in the conversation for other champions like Taurus and Narcisse. Obviously, he's not as strong as a utility champion as they are, but he is definitely pretty decent. And let's not forget, we are comparing him to actual Void legendaries, which are top tier. So can't really ask that much from a freaking Spirit Affinity champion, which is the other thing that's kind of wonky. A lot of the meta champions are actually magic based, so Spirit is not the best affinity in that case, but honestly, the champion is still probably definitely worth it. As for the fusion plan, we can see, if I remove my fat head, we're gonna see that we have a grand total of 130 fragments, and you only need 100 for this bad boy. And this is actually gonna be an easy fusion, guys. This is gonna be one of the easiest fusions, because you just gotta find the fragments. You don't need to level crap. You're not gonna need to ascend them, collect them, all of that nonsense. You just have to collect 100 fragments, and you get basically 5 per, depending on the tournament. And yeah, rinse and repeat, just grab all of these. It's really not gonna be that hard. And we can see it's gonna be a pretty standard stuff. We're starting things off today, Monday the 5th, with the Dragon Tournament and Champion Training Tournament, but I would advise you not to go hard today. Just spend your daily resources and chill, cause tomorrow, Tuesday 6th, things are amping up with the first Dungeon Divers out of the free. Yeah, this is where you should be starting your real advances here, because this way you're gonna combo off all 3 of these. The Dragon Tournament, the Champion Training, and the Dungeon Divers are all gonna be doable at the same time for some of you, because you could actually have a team like let's say Artak in a regen set, and just 4 other food champions. And this way you're going to be farming Dragon, Champion Training, and Dungeon Divers all at the same time, which would be awesome. The thing is, this Dragon tournament is going to be turn for the lowest amount of turns, so technically it's not super ideal farming with food champions on that front. Hunt for artifacts? No, it's actually going to be straight up like a Dungeon Divers, so combos off perfectly with the actual Dungeon Divers. And it's just going to be beautiful. No matter how slow you do it, it would be a pretty nice way for you to actually be doing the whole thing together. But even if you can't manage that, you're just gonna have to spend a little bit more energy into the champion training event as well. But the problem is, it's an event. So this means no books, no ascensions, none of that good stuff. It's only gonna be level up and rank up kind of deal. So it's not gonna be super easy, but it's still gonna be super worth it doing it. And you can check out my detailed guide on how you can always win champion training events and tournaments with ease. Just by leveling up your food a little bit. It's really no rocket science. It's even easier nowadays with the super raids and everything like that. It just happens a lot quicker nowadays. Moving next, we can see we also have a gear enhancement event, so definitely try and save up some silver for that front. And the Dungeon Diver plus Champion Training and Dragon Tournament are gonna help you actually gather a bunch of silver this way, because you're gonna be farming a bunch of bad gear in the meantime. Be it from campaign or from the dragon, or heck, you could even throw in some spider here, because usually Dungeon Divers does take a little bit more persuading for you to actually get the amount of points needed for the rewards. I'm assuming something around 3,000 Dungeon Diver points, so you're probably gonna have to dabble a little bit in some extracurricular activities like spider and such, and that is indeed gonna give you even more silver for the gear enhancement event, which usually is gonna cost you like 10 million, 15 million silver to get at least the fragments. It usually costs around 20 million to complete the whole thing, between 20 and 25, so shouldn't be too hard for most. After that, we can see we have a lowly Ice Golem starting, which does actually combo off with the Champion Training and with the Dungeon Divers, which is again pretty nice. I again have myself an Artak with a regen set. And he will be farming 4 foods while he's farming Ice Golem and Dungeon Divers, so both of these tournaments are going to be super easy for me to combo off. Basically triple dip in all of these fronts. With just a little bit of preparation with my champions. Artak is not the only guy that can be doing this. Plenty of champions with stuff like this could be doing it with a regen set. Theodore, off the top of my head, would be pretty usable. So yeah, champions that have burn or poison usually are great contenders for things like solo farming. Taragi might be able to do it. I haven't really tried it, I'm just spitballing here, but you could give it a try if you have it. We also have Classic Arena. That's usually an autocomplete for anybody who just plays their classic arenas during the day. And here is the first big thing out of this fusion. We have a Summon Rush. I do believe this Summon Rush might be worth a skip, guys. I do believe this Summon Rush might be worth a skip, because as you saw, we have 130 total fragments. So you could skip these 15 and 15 more, but that's not completely true. That's not completely true, because we can see we have bonus fragments. So I don't think this is a complete skip for most. I think you're still gonna need to get at least 5 fragments out of this thing. I'm assuming it's gonna be 5 fragments for cheap, and then 10 fragments at 3,500 points or something like that. The equivalent of 7 Sacred Shards. So you're probably gonna have to get 5 fragments out of this, because we have green plus 10 here and green plus 10 there. This is a champion training tournament. This is a champion chase tournament. What the Plarium like do on tournaments? Give you 10 fragments if you finish on the first spot. Well, good luck with that. I myself do not consider myself able to finish on the first spot with a good amount of stockpile shards and the willingness to actually spend here and there, and nobody should really feel too comfortable banking on these plus 10ers. So it's probably gonna be a good idea to get at least 5 fragments here, or heck, even the full 15, just so you're actually flexible for the rest of it. So definitely be careful here. Do it at your own risk. I think I'll probably still go for it just because I'm already prepared for it anyway. But if you're low on your shards, you might consider going low here or going low here. Maybe going low here is where you should go low, because this way at least you know what else you already got. Life happens, you might actually forget to collect some of these fragments and stuff like that, so might be still worth it going for this one still, and reevaluating later how it goes. We can see we have another champion training tournament after that. Those are usually pretty nice for most people to be completing. This time it only combos off with a spider tournament for its most part, but we can still see that it is going to have a little bit of a fraction of a triple dip potential for you. So if you think you're going to have enough time between Wednesday and Thursday to triple dip and all of these, it might be worth it to not go super hard in the first few days. But you're probably still gonna have to start somewhere around here with the champion training at least, so you actually are prepared to complete the whole thing here. And here you're gonna be able to start triple dipping again with champion training, spider tournament, and dungeon divers. Again, Artak, absolute godsend. The gear enhancement event here is again not too expensive for most. 10 mil silver should cover you for the fragments at least, 25 if you want to be on the safe side for the full thing. But yeah, it's not really necessary for you to go the full 9 yards. Usually just 10 mil gets you to the fragments, so it should be doable. And here with the third dungeon divers, we're gonna see that we have a fire knight again. And that's about it. This Dungeon Divers is gonna be with a little bit of champion training, spider tournament, and for the rest of it, Fire Knight. So not super hard, but you'll probably again have to splurge a little bit of extra energy here and there if you want to complete the Dungeon Divers for the extra 5 fragments. Unless we have a third gear enhancement event, another 10 mil silver or so. Let's call it 15 to be safe, with a champion chase tournament and a classic arena takedown. So again, the classic arena takedown should be pretty easy for you. The champion chase tournament, who knows how hard it's gonna be. It might be comboed off with some soul stuff, like you know how Raid loves starting off some kind of champion path or deck of fates kind of deal on the last few days. So this thing might actually be comboed off with some sort of extra activity. So be on the lookout for that one. And I do believe this champion might actually be a little bit more popular. We have noticed that Raid actually does gauge how popular a champion is and then decides how hard the follow-up events for it might be. So be on the lookout for that. It might actually take some kind of twists and turns at the end. Like it might be an easy champion chase, it might be not so easy, it might be comboed off with extra events, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I can tell you this guy would be an absolute beast if you have a 4 or 5 star ascension on him, because getting that plus 40% crit damage is just gonna be huge. All around, that's it for the calendar. It's not supposed to be super hard, I'd say. Just not needing to actually level up champions and ascending them for the sake of fusing at the end is huge. So this is by far the easiest way you could be getting yourself a fusion, and I do believe the champion is indeed worth it. Do let me know in the comments if you're going to be going for this guy. I myself consider myself a collector at this point, so I'm not going to be missing out on any champions if I have the ability to get them. So I will be grabbing this bad boy for sure. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, a like and subscribe would be awesome. Don't forget you can download Raid from my download link if you want to get yourself a lot of extra benefits as soon as you start the game. Thanks for watching. I'm Crystal5, and I'll see you in my next video or stream.